this is the road to the house.
Man.
Right on the water.
Right here where I was.
Yeah, exactly.
This needs some rock, right?
Okay.
There, because this is an emergency spillway. So when this water races in here, about where the line.
Okay.
They keep mowing all that.
Got it.
Edges and all because the owners over there don't care.
Pretty big pond.
Kind of about where the property is.
Okay.
They keep this clean down. You can clean all this and cut this down too if you want it down to the water.
Right, right. So just a quick update on the house. We are going to move forward, and right now go ahead and schedule all the inspections, septic, the home inspection, termite inspection, what have you, and just make sure that there's nothing catastrophically wrong with the property. But as of right now, we're going to move forward and book all of the inspections. So fingers crossed everything works out, that we don't have any catastrophic issues with the home, and if we don't, we'll close it and we'll have a home out here in Alabama. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of the entrance up the road to the property. It's a private road to this home, basically the driveway, and showed you a little bit of the pond there of the property. And in time, I'll show a little bit more after we get it all closed up and begin to move in. I'll shoot some more video, but hopefully I'll get some really good content from the property there with the new dogs coming in. The tortoises will be there. We'll have chickens and goats and whatever else on the property. But on a more serious note, this storm in Texas has been absolutely brutal. 32 people have lost their lives. We have 27 missing young girls from a summer camp missing. So I want to remind everybody, please say a prayer for the people in Texas. This is unbelievable what took place. A lot of people writing in the comments asking me, are you okay? What was the weather like? Please be safe. And we did hit some rain and we did see some bad weather throughout Texas, but we pretty much drove around it and avoided anything really, really serious, thank God, because this storm was horrendous and it's changed people's lives, turned their lives upside down. Their kids are gone. People are missing. People's homes are floating down river with people in them. This is unbelievable, shocking. So please say a prayer for these people, ladies and gentlemen. We are very, very blessed to just be sitting here talking about the news today. And one thing I do want to talk about, which has been big news, is the weak dollar. And a weak dollar does not make America strong. A strong dollar makes America strong. But what is a weak dollar going to do to America? Well, it's going to cause catastrophic inflation, and it's going to cause vanishing purchasing power and a tidal wave of economic despair for millions and millions of people. So we got to really be paying attention to what is going on as we see foreign demand for U.S. debt diminishing. We're seeing countries dumping U.S. debt, U.S. treasuries being dumped. And at this point, we're watching the U.S. dollar evaporate. Now, this is probably being done on purpose, an orchestrated event. The Fed is using overnight repo operations as liquidity scams. Without fabricated demand, liquidity in the bond market would evaporate overnight. The entire market is a carefully maintained illusion. While the docile masses are being vaporized. And they seem to not, many of them don't even seem to care about it. They seem to ignore reality. You need to be preparing for this. And I cannot emphasize this enough. that you need to be paying off the debts. You need to be paying off those cars. You should own some precious metals like gold and silver. And this is not financial advice. This is just life. This is just common sense stuff. Debt is bad. Precious metals, assets, being debt-free is good. When you see an entry-level home in the United States right now, it costs more than twice as much per month as rent. So think about that a home now, a mortgage costs twice as much as it would be to rent something for a month. So mortgage per month versus rent per month. It is going to cost more than twice as much as renting. Bank of America investment strategist Michael Harnett warns U.S. debt will exceed $50 trillion by 2032. I hate to tell you, 2032 is not that far away. And so I think that we are under this belief or assumption that everything's going to be fine now. And I will tell you this, I would not be moving to Alabama if I thought everything was going to be okay. And look, I pray that it is. I wish nothing but success for any administration. I don't want to see people hurt financially. I don't want to see the country divided any more than it is. I don't want to see the dollar become weaker than it is. I don't want to see the economy fail any more than it already has. But unfortunately, I live in the real world. And from what I see, we're going to feel some pain for a while. Does that mean that it's going to be painful forever? No, it could turn around. But what if it doesn't? And how long is it going to take to turn around? The dollar is in big trouble. The debt is too big. The deficits are too big. And I just don't think we're going to be able to work our way out of this. We have a spending addiction here in America, and it's not stopping. And this is why, personally, I have to get out of California. The politics in California are horrendous. The taxation is horrendous. The quality of life is horrendous now. It's just not a place that I think somebody really wants to be that is trying to get ahead in life, especially if you have a business. California is a terrible place to be. The politics of California have no respect for the taxpayer whatsoever. They don't like you. And this is why so many people are leaving, why so many people are having this conversation, this discussion at the dinner table now. Should we move and get out of California? Here's one from California from the Daily Mail today. Alcohol giant lays off 1,750 workers after abruptly quitting business in California. America's second largest alcohol distributor, Republic National Distributing, shutting down its distribution center in California by September 2nd. They blame not politics, of course, but operational cost and industry headwinds. So they're being very, very politically correct. One last thing I do want to discuss is this news about what's going to happen Monday in the Trump tariffs. Monday, 12 letters will go out Monday morning after major setbacks. So these letters will go to 12 countries, and apparently they're going to threaten Japan with 35% tariff. So what are your thoughts on this? Some countries we're making agreements with, and many others we are not. And so it'll be very interesting Monday what happens when these letters go out. To me, it doesn't even matter what it does to the markets anymore, because the markets are so disconnected from the real economy. It's a complete joke. One last article I was reading today that I want to share with all of you. 61% said that without side hustles, life would be unaffordable without side hustles. Think about the economy we're in right now, where so many people depend on side hustles. Well, what do we have? 9, 10, 11 million people working second jobs, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, and they're barely getting by. Why do people have to work so much and barely get by at this point? Why do people, I drive through areas of California, and you'll see it everywhere. I just drove over 2,000 miles across the country, and you see, literally every day, you're going to see neighborhoods where there's 5, 6 cars in a driveway, because so many people are having to live together in order to afford to put a roof over their heads. Because if they didn't do it, they would be sleeping in their cars, or even worse, they'd just be sleeping on the streets. So America is definitely collapsing right before our very eyes. And I hope that we do see things turn around. I pray to God that this big, beautiful bill, I pray to God it works. I just don't know. I have not read the 1,600 pages. I don't know anybody that has. So basically, it's, as you know, it's a done deal, and now we're going to see if it pays off. We're going to see if it works, or we're going to see if it doesn't work, and that we get that $4 trillion more debt without any way of paying it back. So hopefully, this thing has some very, very good things. Hopefully, it's going to create a lot of jobs, and hopefully, it's going to allow us to help pay down the debt. But I think that the biggest issue is the spending issue in California. So no matter how much you cut out, no matter how many jobs you create, I just don't see how 37 plus trillion dollars is ever going to be paid back, especially with the spending that continues like a machine. It just keeps spending and spending and spending. So we'll see how it all plays out. I will say this: I'm going to watch how it plays out from my ranch on a big screen TV, not from my front window in California. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing because I think we're going to see some rocky times in America. And again, I wouldn't be moving to the deep south if I thought everything was going to be just fine. Who knows what's going to happen with the dollar, how much more damage the debt's going to do. What if a country like China, Japan starts dumping debt rapidly, U.S. debt? What's going to happen? We really don't know. I just think it's a good time probably to be holding precious metals, continue putting those away, have some cash. Most of all, just do whatever you can to be debt free and get yourself out of the system. Don't have all of your money sitting in a bank. Don't have your assets sitting in a safe deposit box. Get out, be as independent as possible. Really be paying attention to what is going on right now. I try to walk the walk the best that I can. I would never tell anybody to do something that I haven't already done. Now, I'm leaving the state of California for good, and this is a big move. And everything that I've ever had, is been in California, and had some great times there. It was a beautiful state, but it's come to an end, and now it's time to leave. And it's not easy. I'll have some great memories there, but unfortunately, I will not miss the state of California because the politicians there have run it into the ground. And now I'm going to go where life is cheaper, where people are more accepting of your beliefs. The food is fantastic. The people are very, very sweet and kind. Just driving around here, you don't see a lot of Mercedes. You don't see a lot of BMWs or exotic cars. Everybody's driving a truck, a Nissan, Toyota, or a Honda, pretty much. But people here, they're very, very nice people. Just very, very kind. I had one of the best barbecue briskets of my life today out here in Alabama. Fantastic restaurant. And so when I get here full time, I'm going to have a lot of content. The food, the people, the farmers, the animals, the economy here. And look, there's definitely economic pain here in the South. There's no doubt about that. But people are not as in debt here as people on the West Coast, for sure. So more to talk about with that. Definitely a different life. Had a really good time here so far. We'll be here till tomorrow, and then we're heading out. And I'll have more to film. So God bless every one of you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be safe out there. Pray for these people in Texas. Man, that is unbelievable what has happened out there. Unbelievable. The nature, the nature, this weather, freak of nature weather that we're seeing. We'll see droughts. Then we see these massive storms. This goes from one extreme to the next. So pray for these people. God bless every one of you. Be safe out there. Take care. Like, share, and subscribe. Talk to all of you soon. So I'll be able to do all the things that I like to do. All that comes with everything except credit. What's that?